My radiant soul, listen closely, because the moment you clicked on this message, something ancient and divine stirred around you. Archangel Michael has stepped forward with a thunderous declaration. Congratulations, your miracle has arrived, and he will not allow your spirit to scroll away, because what is unfolding right now has been written in the unseen realms long before you ever prayed for it. Tonight, a veil is lifting. A supernatural delivery, long delayed, long battled for, long resisted by unseen forces, is now standing at the doorway of your life. Archangel Michael shows me a vision of him placing his blazing sword into the ground before you, as if marking the territory of your breakthrough. He is guarding the miracle so nothing, not even your own doubt, can push it away this time. He whispers, "Tell them this is not luck. Tell them this is fulfillment." Your angel is showing me that you have survived seasons that were designed to break you. Nights where sleep was impossible. Days where strength felt foreign. Moments where you whispered prayers no one knew you prayed. But heaven heard every one of them. And now, in this sacred moment, a divine seal has been broken. A heavenly package, your package, has been released. Not just a blessing, not just an improvement, but a miracle that shifts the axis of your life. This is why your angel didn't let you skip this. This is why the title almost pulled you in by force. This is not coincidence. This is divine intersection. Something was scheduled to reach you today, and your guardian angel aligned your steps so you would not miss it. Archangel Michael is showing me the sound of a door unlocking. A door you thought was permanently shut. A door you begged God to open. A door humans told you was impossible. But heaven does not operate under human laws, and tonight, the impossible is bending in your direction. Your angel says, "They have been faithful in the valley. Now show them the mountain." And I feel this deeply in my spirit. You are stepping into a season where the things that once resisted you will now obey you. Where the things that once drained you will now elevate you. Where the things that once confused you will now reveal their purpose. There is a divine reversal happening. A sudden turn. And supernatural acceleration. It is almost like the universe is saying, "Enough delay. Release it now." Archangel Michael is placing a shield of protection over the miracle arriving at your doorstep. He is clearing away jealousy, fear, and spiritual interference. He is cutting the cords that kept you tied to what hurt you. And he is escorting this blessing straight into your life with the authority of heaven. But hear this carefully, this miracle is not arriving quietly. It is arriving like a trumpet of destiny, loud, undeniable, and unmissable. You will feel it. You will sense it. You will know it is not of this world. Your angel says you have entered a divine window, a rare spiritual moment where heaven is closer than usual, where breakthroughs slip through more easily, where prayers echo louder. You were not supposed to miss this window, and that's why your angel refused to let you scroll away. Something big is about to be revealed to you. A truth, a blessing, a shift, a release. And Michael says, "Tell them to stay alert. Tell them not to move away from this message yet. The next revelation is the key they've been searching for." Before I continue, hold your spirit steady and breathe, because what comes next will make everything suddenly click into place. This miracle is not random. It is darted in. It is not delayed. It is right on time. And it is not small. It carries heaven's fingerprint. Your angel is celebrating. Yes, celebrating, because your life is about to feel lighter, clearer, and more aligned than it has in years. The weight you've been carrying is about to be replaced with favor. The confusion you've been battling is about to be replaced with clarity. And the emptiness you've been feeling is about to be replaced with fulfillment. Hold on just a moment longer, because Archangel Michael says the next revelation will explain why this miracle had to arrive now, not earlier, not later, but precisely in this moment of your journey. And trust me, you will want to hear it. This next part will shift the way you see everything. Type "I receive my miracle" in the comments if this is speaking to your spirit. Blessing code 1144 has just been released. Before you move ahead, pause. Something sacred is unfolding, and you are standing in the very center of it. Stay with me. What comes next will open a deeper layer of this divine message. Beloved heart, let your spirit become still for a moment, because what I am about to reveal carries the weight of heaven itself. Archangel Michael stands beside you even now, his presence fierce yet gentle, as though he has been waiting for the perfect moment to unveil this truth. He leans forward, his wings casting a shield around your life, and he whispers something that shakes the atmosphere around your destiny. Your miracle did not arrive earlier because it was not ready, and you were not meant to receive a half-formed blessing. Heaven waited until everything aligned perfectly. There were seasons when you prayed with tears in your eyes, wondering why God did not release what you asked for. You questioned your worth, your timing, your path. But your angel reveals that every delay was actually divine construction. The miracle arriving now required maturation. It required the removal of hidden enemies, the strengthening of your spirit, the closing of certain doors, and the opening of others you could not yet see. Had you received this blessing too soon, it would have slipped through your hands. But now, the ground of your life is finally ready to hold what heaven is placing upon it. Archangel Michael shows me a vision of a seed buried deep in the earth. For a long time, it appears as if nothing is happening. People walk past it. Storms shake the soil around it. Seasons change. Yet underground, where no one sees, the roots are forming in silence. Your journey has been like this seed. You thought your progress was slow because nothing visible was happening. But in truth, your foundation was being strengthened in hidden places so that when the miracle emerged, it would not crumble under pressure. Your angel reveals something else, something more personal. There was a situation that once broke your heart, a moment you wished could have turned out differently. But heaven intervened because that path would have drained you. That connection, that opportunity, that environment was not equipped to handle the version of you God was preparing. You were being refined, sharpened, elevated. And now, the miracle coming into your life is one that can hold the fullness of who you are becoming. Archangel Michael says, tell them the blessing was not late. It was being perfected. His perfection was not about flawless circumstances, but about destined timing. Heaven needed to align people, opportunities, and spiritual openings in a way that created a pathway for this miracle to last. Nothing God gives you is temporary. When He releases something, it comes with longevity, protection, and purpose. Your angel is also showing me the image of a clock, its hands moving slowly, then suddenly accelerating. This represents your timeline. The next chapter of your life will feel faster, smoother, filled with unexpected progress. Doors that once resisted you will open with ease. Delays that once frustrated you will turn into sudden breakthroughs. You are entering what heaven calls the season of accelerated fulfillment. And this is why you were pulled into this message so forcefully. You had to be prepared for the shift that is already unfolding. You may have felt tired recently, perhaps even emotionally drained. But this exhaustion was a sign that a cycle was ending. You were not breaking down. You were shedding the old energy that could not travel with you into the miracle arriving now. Archangel Michael has been cutting away spiritual burdens that were never yours to hold. He has been standing guard, ensuring that the blessing coming toward you does not get intercepted. Your angel says this miracle has your name engraved into it. No one else can take it. No one else can claim it. No one else can interfere. There is something else being revealed now. This miracle will not come in the way you expect. It will not look familiar. It will not follow a path you have walked before. It will arrive in a way that surprises you, humbles you, and reminds you that heaven writes stories more beautifully than human plans ever can. This is why your angel urged you to open this message without hesitation. They knew that your spirit needed preparation, clarity, and alignment before what is coming arrives fully. Archangel Michael is placing you under divine momentum. This momentum will carry you through opportunities you once thought were unreachable. It will bring connections that elevate you. It will remove people whose intentions were never pure. It will make room for abundance, peace, restoration, and divine justice. Yes, justice. Heaven has watched every wrong committed against your heart. The miracle arriving now is not just a blessing. It is compensation. It is recovery. It is redemption. And your angel says something important. You must not trick yourself when this miracle appears. Do not question whether you deserve it. Do not fear whether it will last. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. This is your moment, your breakthrough, your unfolding. You have endured what many would have given up on. And now, heaven wants you to stand in your blessing with confidence and receive what has been written for you. But there is a deeper revelation coming, one that will explain the hidden purpose behind your struggles, why certain challenges were unavoidable, and how those very challenges prepared you for this exact moment. What comes next will connect the dots in ways that may bring tears to your eyes. Stay with me, because the next part will reveal the spiritual architecture behind your miracle, something your angel has been waiting for you to understand. Before we move ahead, center your heart and breathe gently. You are stepping into holy ground. Type "I welcome my divine timing" in the comments if this message is settling into your spirit. Blessing code 2299 is now activated. Dearest one, steady yourself now, because what I am about to reveal carries the weight of every silent battle you have survived. Archangel Michael steps forward again, his presence expanding with authority, as if the atmosphere around your life is being rewritten. He speaks with a firmness that feels almost electrifying. What you thought were setbacks were actually spiritual recalibrations. Every disappointment, every closed door, every season of waiting was part of a divine engineering designed to align you with the miracle that is now arriving. Your journey was not random. It was intentional. You did not walk through darkness because you were forgotten. You walked through darkness because your spirit was being strengthened into someone who could carry a destiny of greater magnitude. Archangel Michael reveals a truth you may have sensed but never understood fully. There were forces that tried to block you, distract you, and confuse you. Yet every time they approached, Michael intercepted them on your behalf. His sword did not just protect you, it redirected your path each time danger tried to pull you away from your purpose. He shows me a moment in your past when everything suddenly fell apart. You questioned yourself. You questioned God. You wondered why things collapsed when you had given your all. But your angel unveils the hidden reality. If that situation had remained, it would have limited you. They would have drained you. They would have kept you from stepping into your full potential. Heaven removed it not to punish you, but to free you. You were not being pushed backward. You were being propelled forward. Your miracle now is not only an answer to prayer, but a response to every tear you shed in silence. Each tear watered the soil of your breakthrough. Each prayer opened a gate in the spiritual realm. Each moment of endurance builds the foundation necessary for this season of manifestation. Archangel Michael says that nothing you endured was wasted. Every experience added a layer of strength, wisdom, and discernment that you will now need for the responsibility attached to your blessing. Because yes, this miracle carries responsibility. It is not random abundance. It is purposeful elevation. You are being lifted to a new level where clarity replaces confusion, where divine strategy replaces wandering, where peace replaces chaos. Your angel wants you to understand this clearly. Your miracle is not just coming to bless you. It is coming to transform you. It is coming to introduce you to a version of yourself that you have not yet met. Michael reveals an image of a golden door opening. Behind it is light so brilliant that it feels like hope itself is pouring forward. This door has been closed for years, not because heaven withheld it, but because you were still walking through hallways that were not meant for you. The moment you detached from what was draining you, this door began to unlock. And now, it stands open, waiting for you to walk through with confidence. But listen closely, for this next part is crucial. You are stepping into a season where you will no longer chase what is meant for you. Your blessing will come toward you. Opportunities will seek you out. People aligned with your purpose will gravitate toward your energy. What once felt unreachable will feel natural. This is the shift your angel hath been preparing you for. Michael also shows me a page turning in a large book. This symbolizes a divine reset. The chapter of struggle, confusion, and emotional heaviness is closing, not because everything is perfect, but because heaven has declared it complete. You are no longer in the season of endurance. You are entering the season of emergence. This is why your angel guided you into this message without hesitation. They needed you to recognize the significance of what is happening. There is one more truth Archangel Michael presses into your spirit. You are being called higher. Your voice will be stronger. Your intuition sharper. Your alignment clearer. Your purpose more defined. The miracle arriving is not just material. It is spiritual. It is awakening dormant parts of your soul. It is restoring your will to dream, to hope, to expect again. It is reintroducing you to your divine identity. Prepare yourself emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, because what is coming next will bring clarity you have been longing for. The next revelation will explain the hidden spiritual battles surrounding your life, the one you never saw but always felt. This understanding will shift everything for you. Stay with me, because you are standing at the threshold of a major unveiling. Before we move forward, I want you to anchor this moment. Something sacred is unfolding, and heaven is watching your heart open to receive what was always meant for you. Hold steady. The next insight will confirm what your spirit has whispered for years. If this resonates with your soul, type "I walk through my golden door" in the comments. Lesson code 4411 is now released. Now, pause for a moment. If this message is stirring something inside you, I invite you to like, share, comment, and help this word reach others who need it. Your engagement pushes this divine message into the lives of many who are searching for hope, clarity, and direction. And if you feel led to support this mission of spreading God's voice across the world, your support carries more impact than you can imagine. You have just stepped into the revelation of your miracle's purpose, and as this light reaches you, it is also meant to reach countless others still standing in the shadows. When you sow into this mission, you are not giving to a channel. You are becoming a vessel of heaven, extending the reach of God's voice into places your feet may never walk. The Lord declares that those who water others will themselves be watered, and as you feel this stirring, this is the moment I say to you in first person, I invite you to stand with us in this divine assignment. Just as the title spoke of a miracle arriving, your support becomes a spark that unlocks miracles for others who are desperate for this very guidance. This is not a donation. It is a prophetic act, a response to God's nudge in your spirit. As you release, heaven releases over you, multiplying what you sow and returning it in ways only God can orchestrate. In the name of Jesus, I bless every giver with overflowing favor, open doors, and divine acceleration. Step into this moment with boldness and activate your obedience through Super Thanks membership or the PayPal link in the description. Go forth and move as heaven commands. Beloved soul, take a deep breath, because what unfolds here will touch a part of you that has been waiting for understanding far longer than you admit. Archangel Michael steps closer now, not as a distant guardian, but as a warrior who has walked beside you in every unseen battle. His presence feels heavier, more determined, almost as if the air around your life is shifting to reveal what has been surrounding you without your awareness. He speaks with a clarity that echoes through the spiritual realm. The struggles you faced were not random storms, but targeted warfare, and yet you were never unprotected. You were never alone for even a second. Your angel reveals that much of the pressure you experienced came not from your weaknesses but from your potential. Darkness sensed what was being built inside you long before you sensed it yourself. It recognized your calling. It recognized your resilience. It recognized that once you stepped into alignment, you would become someone impossible to stop. And so the battles intensified. The confusion grew heavier. Opportunities seemed to slip away. But every time something rose against you, Archangel Michael intervened quietly, redirecting the attack so it would not crush you. You survived not by accident, but by divine orchestration. There were moments when you felt emotionally overwhelmed, as if the weight of life was pressing into your chest. Those moments, your angel says, were spiritual signals that you were being stretched for greater capacity. Heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was enlarging you. What you interpreted as breaking was actually reshaping. What you saw as loss was preparation. You were being expanded to handle the magnitude of the miracle that is now on its way. For a small vessel cannot hold a large blessing. You had to grow, even through discomfort. Archangel Michael shows me an image of you standing in a valley, unaware that armies of light surrounded you on every side. You thought you were fighting alone, but Michael says, tell them their prayers summoned reinforcements they could not see. Every whispered plea, every moment you tried again after failing, every time you refused to give up even when exhaustion told you to stop, heaven answered, not always by removing the struggle, but by strengthening you to rise above it. You were never meant to stay in that valley. You were meant to walk out stronger than you entered it. There is also something deeply personal being revealed. Your angel says that you carry a heart that loves deeply, forgives too quickly, and hopes even after disappointment. This heart of yours is a gift, but it also made you vulnerable to people who did not recognize your worth. Yet even that was part of your spiritual formation. Those betrayals sharpened your discernment. Those losses taught you boundaries. Those heartbreaks awakened wisdom that now protects you from entering the wrong doors. You did not fail in love or trust. You evolved. And now, heaven is sending people and opportunities aligned with your elevated spirit. Michael presses this truth into your soul. The attacks you faced were confirmations of your calling. If you were insignificant, the resistance would have been minimal. But your destiny carries weight. Your presence carries light. Your voice carries authority. And your miracle carries influence that extends beyond your personal life into the lives of others. Heaven hath been shaping you into someone who will not only receive blessings but steward them with maturity and grace. Your angel shows me another vision, the moment you almost gave up. That moment where exhaustion felt final. That moment where your prayers felt unanswered. But what you didn't see was the shift happening in the spiritual realm right above that moment. Michael stood over you, shielding you, whispering strength into your spirit, pushing back forces that wanted you to surrender. He says, "Tell them the moment they thought they were abandoned was the moment heaven stood closest. That moment marked the beginning of your turning point. You are now stepping into a chapter where what once opposed you will no longer have authority over you. Cycles that repeated for years will suddenly break. Patterns that drained you will dissolve. People who held power over your emotions will release their grip. This is because your miracle is not simply arriving. Your miracle is elevating you. It is positioning you into alignment with your true identity, not the identity shaped by past pain. But there is a revelation still hidden, and your angel insists you hear this. Within the next shift, truth will rise to the surface. Truth about people, truth about situations, truth about your purpose. You will understand why certain relationships could not remain. You will understand why some dreams had to fall apart before new ones could be built. You will understand why God shielded you from paths that looked promising but were wrapped in danger. This clarity will bring peace to the questions that have echoed in your heart for years. Something else is happening now. Archangel Michael is placing a mantle over your shoulders, a spiritual covering that marks the end of wandering and the beginning of direction. You will start to feel guided, pushed, inspired, supported. Doors will open not because you begged for them, but because they belong to you. Your angel says heaven is aligning events with precision, and the timing of your miracle is no longer pending. It is active. Before you step into the next revelation, rest your spirit for a moment. What comes next will uncover the hidden purpose behind your destiny, something that will illuminate your entire journey in a new light. Stay close, because the unfolding is only deepening and the most powerful truth has yet to be revealed. Type "I rise with divine clarity" in the comments if this resonates with you. Blessing code 5500 has now been released. Hold steady, because what you are about to hear next will connect your past, present, and future in a way that will change everything. Beloved spirit, allow your heart to settle once more, because what is coming in this chapter goes deeper than comfort. It enters the realm of understanding, the kind of understanding that makes you pause and whisper to yourself that everything finally makes sense. Archangel Michael stands before you again, but this time his presence feels quieter, almost reflective. He is not here in the intensity of battle, but in the calm of revelation. It is as if he is gently uncovering a truth that has been hidden beneath layers of confusion, longing, and unanswered questions for years. Your angel wants you to see something clearly now. Every challenge you walked through carried a spiritual purpose far greater than the pain it caused. You were not simply enduring life. You were being shaped by heaven for a role only your spirit could fulfill. Michael reveals that your soul carries a rare resilience, a kind of inner strength that only forms through trials that test the deepest parts of a person. What you survived did not break you. It awakened your divine identity. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago, 1 year ago, or even 6 months ago. You have been transformed quietly, steadily, intentionally. Archangel Michael shows me a vision of you sitting in a dim room, thinking you were alone, not realizing dozens of angels stood around you, guarding every vulnerable part of your heart. During those nights when heaviness pressed into your chest, you believed you were sinking. But your angel reveals you were actually shedding old layers, releasing attachments, and breaking free from spiritual patterns that once operated beneath your awareness. Your growth was happening even when you could not feel it. Heaven works like a seed planted in darkness, It expands silently until suddenly it breaks through the surface. Your angel also brings forward a truth you may have sensed but never fully accepted. You carry a calling. Not just a destiny, but a calling. There is something within you that influences others, even unintentionally. Your words carry healing. Your presence brings stability. Your compassion reaches deeper than simple kindness. And your pain, though heavy at times, carve the depth needed for your calling to take root. Michael says, they are being prepared to lead in a way they never imagined. This leadership may not look like a stage or a title. It may simply be the light you carry into the world without realizing it. But before this calling could emerge, you had to be separated from environments, relationships, and energies that were not aligned with your purpose. That separation hurt. Some of it came through betrayal, some through unexpected endings, some through distance that grew without explanation. Yet your angel insists that every departure was protection. If those connections had remained, they would have diluted your strength. They would have drained your spirit. They would have delayed your miracle. You did not lose them. They were removed because you outgrew what they could offer. Michael also reveals something profound. Your heart has been under spiritual refinement. You are learning how to discern what feels safe from what feels familiar. Not everything familiar is meant to stay. Sometimes God breaks your patterns to break your limits. Your angel has watched you untangle yourself from old cycles, step by step, tier by tier. This has not been weakness. This has been evolution. You are becoming someone who moves by divine alignment, not emotional attachment. And now your angel brings forward a revelation about your miracle. It is not arriving to fill a void. It is arriving because you have completed a spiritual cycle. You have reached the point where the blessing can land without being disrupted by old energies. You have created spiritual space through healing, clarity, and courage. That space is now ready to receive what heaven has been holding for you. Michael shows me another image, this time of a sunrise slowly stretching across a horizon. The light does not rush. It expands gently, steadily, revealing more with each passing moment. This sunrise represents the next phase of your life. Things will begin to make sense. People will show up with purpose. Opportunities will appear with timing so precise it feels supernatural. Your path will illuminate step by step, not all at once, but enough for you to trust you are moving in the right direction. There is also something very important your angel wants you to understand. The heaviness you felt recently was not a sign of defeat. It was a sign of transition. Your spirit was releasing the residue of the past, making room for what is coming. Every deep sigh, every quiet moment of reflection, every sudden emotion that surfaced was part of this cleansing. You are lighter than you think. You are freer than you realize. And the next chapter will prove it. Your miracle is approaching not as a sudden burst, but as a divine alignment. You will look back on these days and recognize that everything was being prepared perfectly. Heaven does not rush, but heaven never delays without purpose. Michael says, tell them the moment is right. Tell them they are ready. The next revelation, the one waiting just ahead, will open your eyes to a hidden thread that has been weaving through your journey since the very beginning. It will answer the question you have carried quietly. Why me? And why now? Stay with me as this unfolds, because the clarity coming in the next chapter will shift the way you see your entire life. Type "I embrace my divine rising" in the comments if this part awakened something in you. Blessing code 9933 is now activated. Precious soul, prepare yourself with a calm heart, because as Archangel Michael steps forward now, his message moves into the deepest layer of your journey. This is the layer most people never see, the layer you rarely speak about, the layer heaven had been shaping patiently and intentionally. Michael stands with a presence so steady that it feels like the very ground beneath your spirit becomes firm. He is ready to reveal something that ties together every moment of confusion, every season of struggle, every unanswered question that has echoed in your heart. This revelation begins with a single truth: nothing in your life has been wasted. Your angel wants you to understand this with clarity and certainty. Every path you walked, even the ones that seemed to lead nowhere, carried purpose. Every person you encountered, whether they stayed or left, shapes some part of your inner landscape. Every prayer you prayed in desperation was recorded, not just heard. Heaven was not observing you from a distance. Heaven was sculpting you from the inside out. You may have felt lost at times, but spiritually, you were being guided through a map that only becomes visible once enough distance is gained from the pain. Archangel Michael reveals a vision of your life as a tapestry woven from threads of joy, pain, hope, disappointment, love, heartache, faith, and resilience. Some threads look tangled. Some look darker than the rest. Some seem to break abruptly. But when viewed from heaven's perspective, every thread contributed to a greater design, one you could not see because you were standing too close to your own story. Michael says, tell them their life was never out of control. It was being woven into destiny. Your angel shows me something else, something powerful and deeply personal. There was a moment in your past when you felt everything was slipping away. A moment where you thought you had failed. A moment you believed heaven had forgotten you. But what you did not know was that this moment marked a spiritual pivot. Heaven redirected your course. What felt like collapse was actually construction beginning at a higher level. The structure cannot rise until unstable foundations are cleared away. You did not lose everything. You lost what could not carry the weight of who you were becoming. Michael also reveals that you carry a sensitivity, a spiritual intuition, that has been misunderstood, even by you. You have sensed things before they happened. You have felt shifts before they became visible. You have known truths without logical evidence. This is not imagination. This is discernment, a spiritual gift activated through your trials. Heaven was not training you to survive. Heaven was training you to perceive. This gift will guide you powerfully in the next stage of your journey. Your angel brings forward another profound truth. Much of your emotional pain did not come from weakness, it came from your depth. Cow hearts feel less. Deep spirits feel everything. And because your spirit is deep, you experienced life intensely, sometimes painfully. But this depth is the same depth that makes you compassionate, intuitive, wise, and capable of carrying divine assignments. Michael says, they were not breaking. They were expanding. You were not meant to live a small life, and your soul refused to shrink. A miracle approaching your life is intricately connected to this expansion. It is not a random blessing. It is a fulfillment. It is the manifestation of seeds planted long ago, seeds of faith, seeds of endurance, seeds of obedience. Heaven does not forget the seeds that were watered with tears. Those are the seeds that grow into the most powerful breakthroughs. Your miracle is the harvest of everything your heart has endured silently. Your angel shows me another image, a staircase carved from stone, leading upward through dim light into brilliance. You have been climbing for years, step by step, often without realizing your progress. You only notice the weight, the effort, the fatigue. But Michael reveals that you have already reached the turning point of the staircase, the place where the path begins to brighten and the view expands. You are closer to your breakthrough than you have ever been. There is something extraordinary Michael wants to share with you. A revelation that explains why your miracle is arriving now, Heaven hath been waiting for your spirit to reach maturity, not perfection. Maturity is recognizing your worth, honoring your boundaries, releasing what drains you, and embracing what elevates you. You have stepped into this maturity recently, perhaps without noticing, and that shift opened the spiritual gates that were once closed. Your growth unlocked your blessing. Your angel says, they have finally aligned with what belongs to them. And when alignment occurs, miracles do not trickle in, they rush in. What is coming toward you now is not a single blessing but a sequence of divine alignments. Opportunities will feel orchestrated. Encounters will feel appointed. Solutions will appear where there were once dead ends. You will sense movement even before you see results. But Michael wants you to stay aware. This next season requires trust. Not blind trust, but spiritual confidence. Confidence that you have not walked this far alone and you will not walk ahead without guidance. Your angel will direct your steps. Signs will appear. Intuition will sharpen. Peace will become your confirmation. Before we move into the next unfolding, hold this truth close to your spirit. You are stepping into the part of your story where clarity emerges from confusion, where purpose rises from pain, where destiny reveals its shape. What is coming next in this message will uncover the divine strategy behind your transformation and the role you are meant to walk into. Stay with me, for the revelation is deepening. Type "I align with my divine plan" in the comments if this resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 7722 is now activated. Beloved soul, as we step into this next unfolding, allow your spirit to grow still for a moment. Archangel Michael draws nearer with a seriousness that carries both warning and promise. His presence feels like a shield settling around you, as if what he is about to reveal requires both courage and understanding. This is the part of your journey where invisible truths begin to surface, truths that explain not only where you have been, but where heaven is leading you next. Michael whispers that everything you are sensing, everything shifting around you, is not accidental. You have entered a spiritual transition, and with transition comes unveiling. Your angel shows me an image of you standing in a room filled with fog. For years, you could only see shadows of what lay ahead. You walked carefully, hoping you were moving in the right direction, relying on faith more than sight. But now, slowly, the fog is lifting. Forms are becoming clearer. Pathways that once seemed uncertain are beginning to reveal their shape. Michael says that heaven has been clearing your atmosphere, removing spiritual interference, revealing what was once hidden. You are stepping into a new clarity, an awakening that will allow you to understand your purpose at a deeper level. There is something your angel insists you hear with your whole heart. You were not meant to live your life in cycles of survival. You were meant to rise into cycles of expansion. The battles you faced were not signs of weakness. They were signs of transition. When a destiny begins to activate, resistance intensifies. When the spirit begins to awaken, the old self begins to fall away. This falling away felt like loss, but your angel wants you to understand that it was actually release. You were shedding everything that no longer aligned with your future. Archangel Michael reveals another image, a doorway behind you closing with a gentle but final click. This represents the endings you experienced, endings that hurt, endings that confused you, endings that made you question whether you were moving forward or backward. But Michael says those doors did not close because the path was wrong. They closed because you had completed what your spirit came there to learn. Some lessons can only be learned through experience, and you have learned them faithfully. Those chapters were preparing you for the elevation coming now. Your angel also brings forth a truth that may surprise you. Many of the people who left your life were not meant to walk into your next season, not because they were bad, but because they were assigned to a different spiritual timeline. Your growth accelerated, and their growth did not match your pace. Heaven separated your paths for your protection. Had they remained in your life, their energy would have slowed your progress, diluted your clarity, or challenged your peace. Archangel Michael guarded this separation fiercely, even when it broke your heart. He wants you to know that heaven never removes without replacing. Whatever left your life created space for something far more aligned, far more stable, and far more spiritually compatible. But before the replacement could come, your heart needed time to heal. It needed time to reset. It needed to remember its worth. And now, your heart is ready, not perfect, but strengthened, purified, and prepared to receive. Your angel reveals something even deeper. The miracle approaching your life is not just external. A transformation has already begun within you. A shift in your mindset. A change in how you see yourself. A new courage rising. A new discernment forming. You are becoming someone who walks with authority, not confusion. Someone who makes decisions with clarity, not fear. Someone who steps forward with spiritual confidence, not hesitation. This inner transformation is part of your miracle, and it has already begun. Michael shows me another symbolic image, a path branching into two directions. One path is dim, quiet, familiar. The other path is bright, unfamiliar, and full of promise. You are standing at this spiritual crossroads now. The familiar path represents your past, patterns, habits, fears, doubts, comfort zones. The unfamiliar path represents your calling, growth, alignment, elevation, destiny. Your angel says they will choose the path of their miracle once they trust their own transformation. Heaven is not forcing your choice. Heaven is guiding you to recognize the right one. What comes next in your life will require readiness. Not physical readiness, but spiritual readiness. You will soon feel nudges toward decisions you avoided. You will feel pulled toward opportunities that once intimidated you. You will feel guided toward conversations and connections that unlock doors you could not open alone. Archangel Michael will be clearing the way, protecting the timing, preparing each step ahead. He emphasizes another truth. You are entering a season where discernment is your greatest tool. Your spirit is becoming sharper. Your intuition is becoming louder. Your peace will become your compass. What drains you will reveal itself quickly. What elevates you will feel unmistakable. The miracle arriving is not random. It is tailored to your growth. And because of that, it must meet you at your high self, not your wounded self. You have reached a point in your journey where heaven can now reveal what was once hidden from you. There is a secret thread running through your past, something intentional, something divine, something orchestrated for your elevation, and Michael is ready to disclose it. The next chapter will unveil why you were chosen for this path and the deeper purpose behind every moment that shaped you. Hold your heart steady, because what comes next will awaken your understanding in a way that may bring tears, relief, and powerful clarity. Stay close, beloved soul. The revelation is only becoming more profound. Type "I walk toward my divine breakthrough" in the comments if this speaks to you. Blessing code 6606 has now been released. Beloved soul, as we move into this new unfolding, prepare yourself, because Archangel Michael is revealing a truth that has been waiting for the exact moment your spirit could handle it. There is a reason your journey has carried such weight, a reason your heart has endured storms that would have broken others, a reason your path often felt more like a pilgrimage than a simple walk through life. Michael steps forward now with a radiance that feels both protective and deeply intimate, as if he is lifting the curtain on a secret that heaven has guarded until this very hour. He whispers that you are not just walking into a miracle, you are walking into your divine assignment. Your angel shows me the timeline of your life stretching behind you like a road illuminated by soft light. Every bend, every valley, every unexpected turn now holds a deeper meaning. The moments that felt confusing were not mistakes, they were routes. The seasons that felt stagnant were not delays, they were preparations. The battles you fought were not punishments, they were confirmations. Heaven allowed certain challenges not to weaken you, but to teach you how to recognize your own spiritual authority. You were not meant to simply survive those seasons. You were meant to emerge from them with wisdom, power, and clarity. Archangel Michael reveals an image of you standing at the edge of a vast field, one that has been plowed, cultivated, and prepared for harvest. This field represents your future. For a long time, it looked empty, barren even. You questioned whether anything good could come from the soil of your past. But what you could not see was how deeply the seeds had been planted. Seeds of faith, seeds of endurance, seeds of surrender. And now the field is ready. Heaven is preparing to release a harvest so abundant that it will not just bless you, but overflow into the lives of others. Your angel wants you to understand this sacred truth. You have been chosen for influence, not in a worldly sense, but in a spiritual one. Your presence carries an energy that awakens others. Your compassion softens hardened hearts. Your resilience inspires those who have lost hope. You may not see the impact you have, but heaven has been watching it grow quietly. This is why the battles against you were fierce, because your calling is fierce. Darkness recognized your potential long before you did. Michael leans closer with a seriousness that commands attention. He says that part of your miracle is the awakening of your identity. You are stepping into a season where you will no longer question who you are, where you belong, or what you are capable of. Heaven is restoring your confidence. Not the superficial kind, but the deep, spiritual confidence that comes from knowing you are backed by divine purpose. The insecurity that once lingered at the edges of your life will begin to fade. You will feel more grounded, more clear-minded, more aligned with your own spirit. Your angel also reveals that new opportunities are forming around you. These are not ordinary opportunities. They are divinely orchestrated alignments. Connections that elevate. Conversations that unlock clarity. Doors that open effortlessly. Paths that seem to form beneath your feet as you walk. Nothing about this next season will be forced. What is meant for you will come with ease because the spiritual resistance that once blocked you has now been dismantled. But Michael offers a word of wisdom as well. He says you must protect your peace fiercely in this next season. Not everyone can handle the version of you that is emerging. Not everyone is meant to walk into your breakthrough. Some people may feel threatened by your growth. Others may try to pull you back into cycles you have already healed from. Your angel wants you to guard your spirit, guard your time, and guard the miracle that is unfolding for you. This blessing is too precious to be shared with those who do not value it. Archangel Michael shows another vision, a golden symbol glowing above your life, representing divine elevation. He says heaven has placed a mark on you, a spiritual stamp that identifies you as someone chosen for purpose. You may not always feel chosen, but your survival proves it. Your strength proves it. Your intuition proves it. Your compassion proves it. And now, the miracle arriving will prove it in ways even you cannot deny. Your angel whispers something deeply comforting. He says that soon, you will understand why everything had to happen exactly as it did. The puzzle pieces will fit. The questions will be answered. The heaviness will lift. and you will look back not with regret, but with awe at how perfectly heaven orchestrated your journey. You will say to yourself that it was worth it, even the hardest parts, because what is coming will redeem every moment of pain. Beloved soul, the next part of this message will reveal the final link between your past and your purpose. It will disclose the deeper calling that has been quietly shaping your life since the beginning. Stay with me, because the unveiling is reaching its peak, and you are standing at the doorway of profound revelation. Type "I embrace my heavenly assignment" in the comments if you feel this stirring in your spirit. Lesson code 8844 has now been released. Before we step into what comes next, take a moment to help this word reach those who need it. Like, share, comment, and breathe life into this message so others can find their breakthrough as you have found yours. Your voice helps this mission move further into the world. You are standing in the light of your calling, and as heaven begins to shift your life into alignment, there are others waiting for the same breakthrough, the same clarity, the same awakening. When you support this mission, you are not helping a platform. You are becoming a carrier of God's voice into places where hope is fading. The Lord speaks through living rivers, and this ministry is one of those rivers flowing into the hearts of thousands. This is the moment I say in first person. I invite you into this sacred work, not as a spectator but as a co-laborer of light. Just as the title declares that your miracle has arrived, your giving becomes a miracle for another soul standing at the edge of their breakthrough. Heaven sees the hand that sows, and heaven multiplies the harvest. In Jesus' name, I release favor, increase, and divine protection over every supporter. Step boldly through Super Thanks membership with a PayPal link in the description, and let heaven honor your obedience. Beloved soul, become still once again, because as Archangel Michael steps forward now, his presence carries a depth so profound that it feels like the entire spiritual atmosphere around you is shifting. There is a reason this moment feels heavier, quieter, and more reverent. You are moving into the revelation that ties the threads of your past, your purpose, and your unfolding miracle into one sacred design. Michael's voice comes like a warm wind through the soul, steady and undeniable, declaring that you have reached the part of your journey where heaven begins unveiling what was once concealed behind mystery. Your angel begins by showing me a vision of your life from above, as if viewed through a divine lens. The timeline stretches like a luminous river, each season glowing with its own frequency. Some parts shine brighter than others, reflecting moments of breakthrough and joy. Other sections appear dimmer, representing the seasons of struggle, confusion, and heartbreak you fought through. But Michael reveals something extraordinary. The dim sections were not signs of abandonment. They were moments of spiritual strengthening where heaven positioned itself closest to you, shaping your resilience for the assignment that now approaches. He insists that you understand this truth fully. Many of the challenges you faced were never meant to break you. They were meant to activate a deeper power within you. The kind of power that cannot be taught through comfort. The kind of authority that cannot be gained through ease. Your suffering was never without purpose. Every tear watered the soil of spiritual maturity. Every disappointment built discernment. Every setback sharpened your spirit. And through it all, Archangel Michael walked beside you, quietly adjusting your path, shielding you from blows you never saw, and preserving your heart for the miracle it was always meant to receive. Your angel shows me an image of a sealed scroll being opened in heaven. This scroll represents the revealing of your next chapter. It contains alignments, opportunities, relationships, and breakthroughs that are now ready to manifest. These things could not be released earlier because certain pieces in your life were not yet in position. Certain wounds were not yet healed. Certain lessons were not yet learned. But now, your spirit has reached the threshold where the scroll can be unsealed, and heaven can bring to completion what once felt delayed. Michael leans closer, his wings forming a protective arc around your destiny. He whispers that the miracle arriving is not just an event, it is a divine upgrade. You are being lifted into a new spiritual frequency. You are being shifted into a realm where you will experience life from a place of strength rather than survival. Your clarity will grow sharper. Your peace will deepen. Your intuition will heighten. The person you are becoming is not built from fear but from faith. Not from wounds but from wisdom. Not from confusion but from understanding. Your angel reveals another profound truth. You carry a light that has survived darkness. This is why the battles were so fierce. Darkness always tries to extinguish what it recognizes as powerful, what you did not dim. Even on the days you felt weak, your spirit glowed with purpose. Michael says they have no idea how strong they truly are. Heaven sees your strength clearly, even when you overlook it. Heaven sees the warrior in you, the healer in you, the prophet in you, the vessel in you. You were not made to live an ordinary life. You were designed with intention, with calling, with spiritual density. There is also a revelation about timing. Your angel explains that your miracle required coordination across multiple realms. People had to be prepared. Situations had to shift. Energies had to align. Obstacles had to be removed. You may have thought God was silent during those waiting seasons, but heaven was working on every piece that needed to fall into place. The timing was not slow, it was strategic. And now, every element is aligning like stars drawn into formation. Michael shows me an image of a bridge made of light, stretching from where you stand now into the life you were always meant to live. This bridge signifies transition, movement, elevation. You are crossing it even now, step by step, often without realizing it. The thoughts you think are changing. The way you speak to yourself is shifting. The dreams you hold in your heart are evolving. These are signs that your spirit is stepping into alignment with the miracle that is coming. Yet your angel also presses a gentle warning. Do not return to old versions of yourself. Do not shrink to fit environments you have outgrown. Do not silence your voice to maintain peace with people who were not meant to understand your growth. You are stepping into a chapter that requires the fullest version of your identity. Heaven is calling you upward, not backward. Every spiritual battle you have endured has prepared you for this ascent. Michael emphasizes that an unveiling is approaching, an unveiling of truth, purpose, identity, and direction. Something long hidden will soon be revealed, bringing clarity to a question you have carried quietly for years. This revelation will not harm you, it will free you. It will align you. It will energize you. And it will reaffirm that your steps have always been guided, even when you felt lost. Beloved soul, what comes next in this message will go even deeper, revealing not just the purpose of your journey, but the spiritual inheritance that has been waiting to activate in your life. Stay close, because each word prepares you to receive the fullness of what heaven is releasing. Type "I awaken to my divine inheritance" in the comments if this resonates in your spirit. Blessing code 9901 has now been released. Beloved soul, as we step into this next unfolding, allow your heart to open gently, because Archangel Michael is bringing forth a revelation that touches the deepest and most sacred layer of your destiny. His presence now feels quieter yet more powerful than ever before. It is the stillness that comes before profound truth, the silence that carries meaning, the calm that arrives when heaven prepares to speak directly into the core of your being. Michael stands before you not as a distant guardian but as a divine witness to your entire journey, your tears, your triumphs, your hidden battles, your silent victories. And he whispers that everything you have lived through was preparing you for the unveiling about to take place. Your angel begins by showing me an image of your spirit long before your physical life began. A radiant light, purposeful and beautifully shaped, chosen for a journey that would require courage, depth, and endurance. Michael reveals that you did not enter this world by accident. You were sent with intention. You were chosen for a specific thread in heaven's greater tapestry. Even before your first breath, your soul carried the imprint of a mission, one that could only be unlocked through the experiences that forged you into who you are now. Archangel Michael explains that the miracle approaching your life is connected to this original imprint. It is not simply an answer to prayer. It is a restoration of something that has always belonged to you in the spiritual realm. Something that was delayed, not denied. Something that required maturity, strength, and clarity before it could manifest without being diminished. You were not waiting on your miracle. Your miracle was waiting on you, waiting for your spirit to rise into the version of yourself capable of carrying its magnitude. Your angel shows me another vision, this time of you standing before a mirror that reflects not your physical appearance, but your spiritual identity. In the reflection, you are radiant, grounded, powerful, and aligned. This is the version of you that heaven had been shaping quietly through every season of your journey. Michael says, they are becoming who they were always destined to be. This is why you have felt an inner shift recently. You are shedding old fears, releasing emotional clutter, letting go of identities that no longer match your soul's truth. Your spirit is rising into alignment with your higher calling. There is a particular truth your angel wants you to understand deeply. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a spiritual antenna, tuned to frequencies others cannot detect. Your emotions, which once felt overwhelming, are actually indicators of your spiritual depth. You feel more because you carry more. You sense more because you are spiritually connected. You discern more because heaven has placed a mantle of awareness upon you. This sensitivity will soon become one of your greatest strengths, guiding you toward the right opportunities and away from the wrong ones. Michael reveals that you have been undergoing what he calls a soul recalibration. This recalibration happens when the spirit adjusts itself to align with destiny. It explains why old habits suddenly felt heavy, why certain connections fell away, why your inner world felt as if it was shifting without explanation. Your soul was repositioning itself for the life you are now stepping into. And though this recalibration felt uncomfortable at times, it was essential. Without it, your miracle would have arrived but found no place to land. Your angel leans closer now, with a message wrapped in both tenderness and strength. He says that part of your life's purpose is to carry light into places where others feel lost. This does not mean you must preach or persuade. Your life itself will speak. Your presence will comfort. Your resilience will inspire. Your compassion will heal. Heaven has anointed your path in such a way that simply by being who you are becoming, you will lift others without effort. This is part of your spiritual inheritance, a gift activated by the trials you survived. He shows me a vision of a sealed doorway now cracking open with brilliant light spilling through the edges. This doorway symbolizes access to blessings, opportunities, relationships, and breakthroughs that were once spiritually withheld because the timing was not right. But now, the door is opening. Heaven is granting you access to the next level of your life, the one aligned with your divine purpose rather than your past pain. Michael says that once this door fully opens, nothing and no one will be able to close it again. Your angel also wants to prepare your heart for something beautiful and unexpected. The miracle approaching your life will not only lift your circumstances, it will lift your identity. You will see yourself differently. You will speak about yourself differently. You will walk with a confidence rooted not in ego, but in spiritual truth. You will finally understand how heaven sees you, worthy, chosen, guided, equipped, and deeply loved. There is one final message Michael presses upon your spirit before we move to the next revelation. He says that in the days ahead, signs will appear, clear, undeniable confirmations that you are walking in divine alignment. These signs may appear in conversations, dreams, synchronicities, sudden clarity, unexpected opportunities. Pay attention. These are not coincidences. They are divine indicators that your miracle is approaching with intention and precision. Beloved soul, the next unfolding will reveal something even more profound, the hidden inheritance your spirit has carried since before your journey began. It will complete the bridge between your past wounds and your future blessings. Stay close. The revelation is deepening. Type "I am aligned with my sacred purpose" in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Lesson code 3344 has now been released. Beloved soul, steady your heart now, because Archangel Michael is preparing to take you into one of the most sacred revelations of your entire journey. His presence grows even more luminous, as if heaven itself leans closer to listen. What comes next is not only an explanation but a divine unveiling of what your spirit has carried silently across years, even through moments when you doubted your worth or questioned your path. Michael whispers that you have arrived at the threshold where understanding becomes transformation. Your angel begins with a vision that stretches beyond time. I see your spirit as it existed before entering this physical world, brilliant, intentional, chosen. Heaven placed within you a spiritual inheritance long before you ever faced your first challenge. This inheritance is not material. It is vibrational, purposeful, encoded into your soul like a divine signature. It is the reason you feel things deeply, dream boldly, and rise again even when life tries to break you. It is the reason people have been drawn to your light, even in seasons when you could not see that light yourself. Michael reveals something extraordinary. Your battles awaken your inheritance. The hardships you endured were never punishments, they were activation points. Each pain you survived, each disappointment you walked through, each lesson you absorbed unlocked a deeper layer of your spiritual gifting. These gifts may have felt dormant, but they were developing, maturing, preparing. Heaven does nothing prematurely. Everything blooms at its appointed time. And now, your appointed time has come. Your angel shows me an image of you standing in a circle of golden fire. This fire is not meant to harm you. It is refining you. It purifies what is no longer needed, removes what has expired, and reveals what has always been within you. Michael says, they are walking into the fullness of who they were destined to become. This fullness is not arrogance, not ambition, not ego. It is alignment. It is stepping into the identity heaven wrote for you from the beginning. There is a truth your angel wants you to embrace now. You were never ordinary. Even when you tried to fit in, something in you always felt different, deeper, set apart. A difference was not a flaw. It was your calling. You have always carried a sensitivity to energy, a natural empathy, an inner knowing, a capacity for hope even in hopeless moments. These qualities were placed in you intentionally because your path required them. You are not meant to walk the same journey as others. You are meant to walk a path illuminated by spiritual purpose. Michael leans closer, revealing another profound truth. You have been undergoing what heaven calls soul expansion. This expansion happens when your life's experiences stretch your emotional and spiritual capacity. It explains why you sometimes felt overwhelmed, why certain seasons felt heavier than others, why moments of stillness brought unexpected waves of emotion. Your soul was expanding to hold a larger destiny. And now, that expanded capacity is ready to receive the miracle approaching your life. Your angel wants you to understand that this miracle is not just coming to shift your circumstances. It is coming to shift your identity. It will align you with your higher self, the version of you that walks in confidence, clarity, and spiritual authority. You will begin to make decisions from a place of inner knowing rather than fear. You will stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You will stop apologizing for your light. You will stop doubting the voice within that whispers guidance and truth. Archangel Michael shows another vision, a crown of light being lowered gently onto your spirit. This crown represents your divine inheritance, your right to walk in purpose, your right to receive abundance, your right to experience healing, your right to be guided, protected, and elevated. You have survived storms that should have broken you. You have held on to hope when hope seemed unreasonable. You have risen again and again. This crown is heaven's recognition of who you have always been beneath the pain, a chosen soul with a destiny that cannot be stolen, delayed, or diminished. Your angel also reveals that in the days ahead, a new strength will rise within you. This strength is not forceful. It is steady. It will guide your decisions. It will help you recognize what deserves your energy and what does not. It will pull you away from old patterns and gently push you toward the life meant for you. You will notice yourself reacting differently, thinking differently, dreaming differently. This is your inheritance taking shape within your daily life. Michael whispers a powerful truth now. Their spirit is ascending. This ascent is not a moment but a process. You are moving into a higher spiritual frequency where clarity becomes natural, intuition becomes precise, peace becomes familiar, and purpose becomes undeniable. This ascent will align you with people who uplift you, opportunities that match your calling, and environments that nourish your growth. Just as importantly, it will distance you from people and patterns that no longer match your elevation. Your angel says that the next revelation will bring everything together, the miracle arriving, the inheritance awakening, the purpose unfolding. It will reveal why this message found you now, why heaven insisted you hear these words, why your spirit has been shifting so profoundly in recent weeks. What comes next is the culmination, the spiritual completion, the moment where the threads of your destiny are woven into a single, undeniable truth. Beloved soul, you are closer than ever to stepping into your divine unfolding. Stay with me as the final revelation rises. Type "I rise into my inheritance" in the comments if this resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 4488 has now been released. Beloved soul, take one deep breath, because you have arrived at the moment where heaven completes the message it has been carefully weaving through your spirit. Archangel Michael steps forward not in the fierce posture of war, nor in the quiet posture of reflection, but in the triumphant radiance of completion. His wings broaden around your life like a mantle of victory, and his voice carries the authority of someone who has walked with you through valleys, mountains, storms, silence, breakthroughs, and rebirth. He whispers that everything spoken until now has been preparing you for this final revelation, the one that brings your miracle into full clarity. Your angel begins by showing me a final vision, one that feels like a culmination of every previous image. I see a magnificent door made of shimmering light, taller than anything you have encountered before. This door is not just a symbol, it is the threshold of your destiny. Etched into its surface are patterns that represent your journey, your battles, your prayers, your losses, your healing, your persistence, your purpose, your becoming. Michael says, this is the door they have been walking toward for their entire life. And now, at last, the door is beginning to open. As the door cracks open, I see waves of light flooding through, carrying peace, clarity, abundance, restoration, direction, purpose, and divine alignment. This is your miracle, not a single blessing, but a complete shift of spiritual atmosphere around your life. Your angel reveals that your miracle has layers. It touches your identity, your relationships, your opportunities, your emotional world, your spiritual gifts, and your destiny. Heaven is not giving you one blessing. Heaven is elevating your entire life into a new frequency where what once felt impossible now becomes natural. Archangel Michael wants you to understand something profound. Your miracle did not arrive sooner because your spirit was still in preparation mode. Not because you were unworthy, not because God was silent, not because heaven forgot you. Your heart needed time to heal. Your intuition needed time to sharpen. Your confidence needed time to rise. Your boundaries needed time to form. Your soul needed time to expand. Had the miracle come earlier, it would have landed on unstable ground. But now, your spirit is strong, stable, ready, and aligned. This is why your miracle is arriving now, with precision, with timing, with divine orchestration. Your angel shows me a second vision, a golden thread stretching from your past into your future. This thread represents purpose. Every experience, even the painful ones, was woven into this thread. Nothing was wasted. Every moment had meaning. Michael emphasizes this truth strongly. Everything they lived through built the strength required to hold what is coming. You are no longer just hoping for breakthrough. You are embodying the person capable of receiving it. There is also a shift happening around your relationships. Heaven is aligning you with people who match your elevation. People who bring peace, not confusion. People who bring truth, not disguise. People who rise with you, not resent your rising. The miracle arriving is making room for divine connections, those who are meant to walk with you into your purpose. At the same time, anyone whose presence drains you, diminishes you, or disrupts your peace will naturally fade from your life. This is not loss, it is alignment. Heaven is protecting your next chapter by cleansing your circle. Archangel Michael reveals another truth, gently, as if touching the deepest part of your heart. He says your miracle will heal something inside you that has been aching for years. Not just situational healing, but soul healing. A restoration of trust. A restoration of hope. A restoration of joy. A restoration of belief in yourself. You will feel lighter in this next season, not because life becomes easier, but because your spirit becomes stronger, clearer, more aligned with heaven's rhythm. Heaven has also prepared acceleration for you. Things that once took years will happen quickly. Delays will dissolve. Opportunities will appear without warning. Solutions will come with ease. You may even feel as if time itself bends in your favor. Your angel says they are stepping into the flow of divine momentum. This is why your miracle feels urgent, why your angel would not allow you to skip this message, why the title pulled you in with such force. You had to hear this now, because your miracle is already moving toward you. Michael leans close for the final revelation. He says your life is entering its divine turning point. Not the beginning of hope, but the manifestation of it. Not the promise, but the fulfillment. Not the waiting, but the receiving. You are walking into a season where heaven's voice becomes louder than doubt, where direction becomes clearer than confusion, where alignment becomes easier than resistance. You are stepping through the door of your miracle, and on the other side is the version of your life you always sensed was possible but could never fully see. Your angel ends with this: tell them the miracle is not coming. The miracle is here, and it will not pass them by. Beloved soul, let this settle into your heart like a final seal. The journey that brought you here was not easy, but it was sacred. And now, you stand at the edge of everything heaven has prepared for you. Type "I step fully into my miracle" in the comments if your spirit receives this. Blessing code 7728 has now been released. Before you transition from this sacred moment, pause and help this message reach others who need it. Like, comment, share, and elevate the mission so more souls can hear what heaven is speaking in this hour. You have walked through your destiny's doorway, and as this miracle opens over your life, remember that countless other souls are still standing in their darkness waiting for a voice of light to reach them. This mission is more than words. It is a river through which God's guidance flows, and your support helps that river reach every heart He is calling. Heaven moves through vessels, and this moment is where I speak to you directly. I invite you to stand with us, not as an observer, but as a participant in God's unfolding work. Just as your miracle has arrived, your giving becomes the miracle someone else has been pleading for in silence. This is not charity. It is prophecy in motion, a divine act of obedience that heaven responds to. I bless every supporter with open heavens, multiplied favor, and supernatural acceleration over their life. Step boldly into your calling through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description. Move as God leads you, for the harvest released over your life begins with the seed you sow today.